Welcome to Ahavas Yisrael Daily. We're on Chapter 1, Part B. The twofold mitzvah. Regarding the proper attitude towards Ahavas Yisrael, we seem to find two conflicting approaches. On one hand, as previously mentioned, Ahavas Yisrael is a mitzvah just like any other mitzvah, and one must have prior intention to fulfill it. On the other hand, we are taught that one should not treat Ahavas Yisrael merely as an obligation. Rather, one should truly feel towards his fellow Jew as if the other person were himself, and he should not focus on fulfilling the mitzvah. How can we reconcile these two concepts? Rav Moshe Feinstein shares an unbelievable thought on this issue regarding the karbonos of Pesach. In the Torah states, "You shall offer an olah to Hashem, 2 young bulls, 1 ram, 7 male lambs." Rashi brings from the Midrash that the bulls correspond to Avram Avinu. As the Torah says, when his 3 guests arrived, Avram took a calf, tender and good. Rav Moshe points out that the Pesach offering requires 2 bulls, but Avram, on the simple level, ran to fetch 1 calf. Why then must there be 2 bulls for the olah? He explains that an act of chesed has 2 separate components. Both are true. Firstly, one must perform an act of chesed. He should be doing it because Hashem commanded it. But at the same time, one should also do it out of his concern for another. Avram wasn't obligated to do chesed that day because of his recent circumcision, and because due to the intense heat. There were no travelers on the road, but since he was so much wanted to help others, Hashem sent him 3 angels, thus enabling him to perform the mitzvah. Thus, there were 2 aspects of Avram's conduct: his love and desire to do kindness, and the performance of a mitzvah. And both are true. Therefore, 2 bulls are brought for the carbon. In remembrance of Avram, he took 1 calf to do his 1 act of kindness. But there were 2 separate aspects to his act of chesed. So in the back of our mind, when we do chesed, we should know that it's a mitzvah. We aren't doing it only because we are kind people, or because it seems like the right thing to do. But the goal of the mitzvah is to perfect our hearts to the point that we are mitzvah driven. We do it because we want to do it, but at the same time we know that it's a mitzvah. That is what ve'ahavta l'recha kamocha should be. It's a mitzvah. It's also delicious. C. The unknown Jew. As mentioned, the mitzvah of Ahavas Yisrael can be fulfilled of millions of times in 1 second. As for each and every individual Jew whom loves, one fulfills another mitzvah. One might wonder about this. If you don't know somebody, and you have never even seen or heard of him, how can you love this unknown Jew? The Meshet Chachma gives a beautiful answer. Based on the verse, Ve'ahavta l'recha kamocha, Ani Hashem, and you shall love your fellow as yourself. I am Hashem. There is a mitzvah to love Hashem. But have we ever seen him? No. Can we grasp Hashem with our senses? No. And yet we have a commandment to love him. So too, the Torah says, love your fellow as yourself, even if you've never seen him. I am Hashem. Love him just as you love Hashem, although you have never seen Hashem. If you see a Jew walking down the street, even if you see only his back, you say to yourself, I love that man. If you see a car pass by with a bumper sticker that says, I am the proud parent of a student at such and such yeshiva, you should think, I love that family, even if the windows on their car are tinted and you can't see inside. If you walk by a house, do as Rav Victor Miller teaches. If you see a mezuzah on the door, say, I love that family who lives in this house, even if you don't know their names. It makes no difference. Ve'ahavta l'recha kamocha doesn't need a name or a face, just like Ani Hashem. Thank you.